Welcome to my day 1 progression guide. So the first thing you want to do is reach level cap, and on day 1 that's level 18, but you can also fill up your experience bar all the way, so it's kind of like it's 19. So here's how to reach level cap. So the first thing you want to do is complete the main story. You're going to eventually get to a point to where it says it won't continue for like 8 hours. Second, you want to do your bounties, which as you level up you get more rewards. And the last thing you want to do if you're still not quite there is do the ruins. What the ruins do is give you a lot of XP, relic shards, and materials. One other thing that you want to look at is make sure you're doing Mia's Kitchen personal chef thing. It gives you quite a bit of experience and it resets 3 times a day, so you don't ever want to have this completely maxed, otherwise you're missing out on a lot of experience. But if you're still not 18, there's still one source of experience that you can get, and those are chests, but this is where you could possibly make your first mistake. So there's 3 types of chests. First, I'm going to start out with the 2 that respawn every day. You have green chests. Pretty much if you see them around the world, you might as well just pick them up. They're just free resources, so it doesn't hurt. Even if you're experience capped, go for it. Now these are the second type of chest, password chests, where you can use a perfect decipher or you can force it open with force decipher. Now if you notice up top, I only have a certain amount of deciphers. So you want to be careful with this one, and you can also kind of min-max. Because if your experience bar is full, and you use a perfect decipher, you don't get any experience. It's just wasted experience. So on the first day, maybe second day, I recommend just force deciphering all of these so that way you get the materials, because the nice thing about this box, it will respawn, but that way you still have your perfect deciphers for once you get to those higher levels and it's harder to get experience. Alright, the last type of chest, supply pods. You might even see timers above them, and when you look on the map, they're like the little circles. But these, I believe you should skip the first, maybe even the second day, because these are one-time chests. Once you pick them up, they're gone forever. And I know you might want to get those black nucleus and goat nucleus, but it's better to wait till later so that way you can really cap your experience. Alright, the movement trick. Now, what I recommend is that you find a wall so that way you can practice this thing. This trick right here is so helpful. It even allows you to do something that you normally couldn't do until day 2. What this allows you to do is climb up walls without using any stamina. So when you're on a wall, you want to hit control. For me it's triangle because I use a controller, and that's going to allow you to drop down. Then you want to quickly double jump, so hit spacebar twice, and then move forward so that way you grab back on the wall, because that's going to propel you upwards and you're going to grab, so you're going to be at a higher elevation. Okay, for the second movement trick is with the jetpack. So when you're in the air with your jetpack, you can dodge, and then you can redeploy your jetpack and just keep dodging. You get like 3 dodges, so you have to like sometimes wait for it to come back to do a dodge again, but this gets you further forward so you can comb the area much further. Okay, now that you're level capped, the next thing you want to focus on is doing the trainings. And what I recommend is that before you go into the trainings, take your time and you read what you're supposed to do. They are simple trainings, but if you just kind of like go in there and try to figure it out, sometimes you can mess up or you hit the wrong thing and then you lose out. And you can get up to 400 training points, and you want to try to maximize your training points because you can only do 2 a day. Now the second thing you want to get are gifts. And gifts are really helpful because you can feed them to your characters, which give them special abilities. Like Samir right here, she has something that really powers her up, but even if you're not using Samir, it works for all your other characters. So whoever you give gifts to allows you to have special abilities. King has something where if you kill a certain amount of enemies, it heals you. This is great for when you're in the wormhole. So getting these gifts early will help you in the future. And there's 2 places to get gifts, the Black Market and Cetus Island, and you can get to both using some secret tricks, which I'm about to show you. Here on the map, you'll see this dome-like area, which has a secret teleporter that'll transport you to the middle of the island. Now, as you're doing the story, you're going to come across this dome area, so you can just use a teleporter then, or you can just come back later. It's up to you. But you want to make sure you do this at least the first day. So once you go inside, you're looking for this plant that's close towards the dome wall. What you want to do is just climb up it, and once you get at the very top, it's going to transport you. You will fall and land on the ground. Sometimes you can go through the world, but most of the time you're going to land on the ground. It's going to put you right about here. Right here, I would grab all the closed space rifts, but make sure you go to the black market. Once you're at the black market, you want to go down this alley and you want to talk to this NPC guy called Hopkins. Once you talk to him, there's going to be some dialogue. Then what he does is he summons 2 boxes. They're random. You can choose whatever you want. You have a chance at getting either 2 blue gifts or 2 purple gifts, and the purple gifts are worth more, so hopefully you get purple. Now to get to Cetus Island. Now this is where it's going to take those movement tricks that I told you about earlier. I would navigate to the training facility memory, which is close to Cetus Island. So eventually you're going to come across Cetus Island, and it has cables located to the ground. So what you want to do is get to a section of the ground that has a cable on it. Once there, you want to hop on the cable, and then you want to walk up until you get to a section where you're going to need your jetpack. Once you get to this section, you use your jetpack so that way you can boost up past this. Then climb up so that way you can get to the next section. From here, you can slowly try to just get up to that very next section. That way it's a straighter line so you can do the jump trick. Or you could try to do the jump trick early, but I did find it a little difficult to grab on in this section. Now you can just use the jump trick to get to the next section. From here, use the jetpack and jump trick again. Jetpack one more time, do the jump trick, and you should get on top of that circle. Once on top of the circle, go towards the platform. Now jetpack, press space so that way you jump up a bit, and then get on top of Cetus Island. Once you're on Cetus Island, you're looking for the claw machine. It's gonna look like this. This is the second place you can get gifts. You can do the claw machine 3 times a day. What I recommend is that you always go for the purple cat. They're the easiest to get. The other ones usually fail, and you only have a minute. And when you fail, it generally takes up 20 seconds of your time. So you kind of only have 3 chances of an attempt, and you don't want to miss out on these gifts. The next thing you want to probably look towards is achievement hunting. In the achievement section, you have like this overview, and if you knock out these certain sections, you get rows and matrix rows. Also, you get this mushroom, which increases your stamina, which is very helpful. You know, you can do the movement trick, but sometimes you do need stamina. There's various achievements, how you get these points. There's like the growth, like as you level up, you can do stuff with vehicles, relics, currency, exploration. You got the battle, you can do a world boss. You can at least probably team up with someone on the first day and do that plant boss. So there's various things you can do to get achievements around the world. Let's talk about the map exploration. So down there at the bottom, you'll see a percentage that shows how much you have explored the map. So if I go ahead and click on it, you're going to see that I get certain rewards once I reach a certain amount of points / percentage. Here's how you get the points. You have supply pods, which I mentioned, world exploration, ruins, space rift, omnium towers, and scenic point. This is also one of the reasons why when you're exploring, you want to make sure you're going to the omnium towers and the space rifts. The omnium towers unlock the map, and the space rifts are just extra teleports, and they help towards world exploration. Ruins are kind of like a balancing act. You want to make sure you're not getting too much experience because those can help you in the future. Now, scenic points are this. Essentially, they take pictures of special areas, and what you can do is go to the terminal and go to Chronicles, and what you'll see, you'll be able to get some black crystals and some more resources. So those are always good to pick up whenever you see them. Now, world exploration are essentially the white dots you see on the map, also on your mini-map. We have a dandelion, and you notice that there is a black nucleus in one of those dandelions. So what you do is you just hit it, and then you attack the black nucleus, and then the white dot will go away, and that's also going to give you some world exploration points. Another thing you want to do is make sure you're checking the terminal in the story section, because as you progress through it, you're going to get certain percentages as you complete the story. Now, to get like 100%, you have to do some side quest, and you can click on this, and it's going to reveal which side quest you roughly need to do. So that's something that you could do on the first day if you want, because side quests don't give that much experience, so even if you knock it out, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But you could save it if you don't just want to min-max. But you want to get these rewards, because getting these rewards give you omnium crystals, gold nucleus, dark crystals, and omnium crystals increase your suppressor in some areas you can't go to unless your suppressor is high enough. And I mean, gold nucleus, robes, dark crystals, more rows, come on. Now here's the last thing you can do, but it's kind of optional. You can start cooking. And how you cook in this game is first you have to craft the recipe once. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to the Tower of Fantasy info site. I'm going to leave a link down in the description, and this tells you the recipes for all the foods in Tower of Fantasy. So, to cook, you essentially need to make the recipe one time. So let's say iced strawberry soda, for example. What you would have to do is throw in 2 strawberries, 2 honey, and 1 carbonated water. But you want to reach at least 15 ingredients, so that way you have a 100% success rate. So carbonated water is pretty easy to get. You just go to Bengies and buy some water. So usually the cheapest material is the one that you want to put the most in. So I would put in 11 carbonated waters. That way I get a 100% success rate. Once I do that, I can now make iced strawberry soda whenever I want, and all I need is 2 strawberries, 2 honeys, and 1 carbonated water. Other thing I want to mention is the weekly section. Now, you might not have to worry about this too much on day 1, and I think playing the game, you're going to knock most of this stuff out, but you probably want to at least check this section just to make sure you're going to get this completed by the end of the week, because this does give quite a bit of material, so you want to kind of at least make sure you're kind of paying attention to this each day, so that way you're not going to miss any of this opportunity. Now for a future tip, I want to talk about joint operations. Eventually you're going to get to a point to where you unlock vitality, and you're going to be tempted to do joint operations. It's going to cost 90 vitality, and that is a lot of your resources. But I would not do joint operations at least until 43 when you get access to the goat matrix. 50 is when you get access to gold gear, and at 60 you get access to 2 pieces of gold gear, so you have a higher percentage. So again, it's probably better to wait till at least 60 if you're going to start doing this. But I could see people trying at 43, but anytime sooner is a waste. And that was the day 1 progression guide. I know this was a longer one, but I wanted to make sure you guys were well prepared. Also too, feel free to check out the stream. I'm going to be streaming the game on launch, so we can all hang out. I can answer your questions in live, so I look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, talk to you guys later.